Hello everyone, and welcome to the Memoization lecture. Now I know in the previous lecture I said that interview problems were next, but I wanted to make you aware of this topic, memoization, and this lecture, which is actually going to be mostly a homework reading assignment that I want you to be aware of. So if you're in the Jupyter NB viewers, under the recursion folder, there's a IPython notebook called memoization.ipynb. You can go ahead and click it. It'll take you to this lecture here. And what I want you to do is, before reading the notebook itself, go ahead and click the link to the Wikipedia article on memoization. Give it a read through because it's actually quite good as an overview. And the pseudocode is very reminiscent of Python code, so you should have no problem reading it. And it uses the factorial example that we used earlier to explain memoization. And it turns the example we use, which was recursive, using a memoized version of the factorial function. So go ahead and take a look at that. It'll line up perfectly with the factorial example we showed earlier. And go ahead and you can also read about automatic memoization, which we discuss a little bit at the end of the notebook. But what I really want you to focus on is this first section of the overview for that article. Once you're done reading that, come back and then take a look at a coded out example of the same factorial problem using Python. Okay, that's it. Only one or two of the recursion interview problems will actually need memoization. I believe it's actually just one. Memoization with recursion is sometimes known as dynamic programming, or at least a type of dynamic programming. So I want you to be aware of that. So I would recommend that you read that article and go through this lecture before heading into the interview problems, but it's actually not necessary to tackle the first interview problems at first. You'll see a warning or a note or a hint that will lead you to read the memoization lecture if in case the recursion interview problem requires it, or it's just a better solution to solve it using that technique. All right. So that's it. This is mostly just a reading assignment lecture. So go ahead and read that Wikipedia article overview section and then go through this IPython notebook or Jupyter notebook. All right. Thanks, everyone. And in the next lecture, what we're actually going to be doing is going over the recursion interview problems and the solution. Okay. Thanks, and I'll see you at the next lecture.